YouTube Live. Now just going to go to our webinar app and hit go live there. And we are live. Please refresh the page. Again, we are live. Please refresh the page. Now, everyone here, could you let us know when you can see us and hear us? Again, everyone in the chat, let's let us know when you can see us and hear us. Now, Jess, I ask this because I had a terrible experience once. Have I ever told you this story?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Also, it was one of my first ever webinars, and I thought everything was going so well. And then I hop back into the chat after a couple minutes. Everyone's saying, like, your screen is broken, you're not sharing the right thing. But it looks like I'm seeing people in the chat say that they can see and hear us. That's good to hear. So, hey, everyone, I'm Cameron.
I'm Jess, and I'm so excited for this workshop. First of all, now that you guys can see and hear us, can you let us know where you're tuning in from? I think this is probably one of the most interesting things about doing these webinars is we get people from almost every continent, except for Antarctica.
Nobody from Antarctica yet, we should say.
So if you're in the research.
Yeah, so let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from. We get people in here from all over the world. And Jess, this is really one of my favorite things about this job is doing these webinars and seeing people come from all over the world to learn. So I'm seeing people tune in from Orlando, Chicago, Florida, California, St. Louis, Tel Aviv, Los Angeles, London. You've spent time in the UK.
Love London, yeah.
Mount Shasta, California, Newbury, UK.
Austin, nice.
Albuquerque. Hey, I'm from New Mexico. I'm from Los Alamos, actually. South Africa, Ukraine, Atlanta, Serbia, The Hague.
Wow.
In Victoria, Australia. Wow, you must have really gotten up early. Thank you so much.
And Victoria, BC.
American living in the UK, College Station, Texas, and we are coming to you live from New York City. Yeah. So, Jess, it's 2:02 p.m. and I think we've given like those last minute stragglers just enough time to join us. So how about we go ahead and get started?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Now, everyone, let me know. I'm going to share my screen one more time. Just let me know that you can see and hear it. We should be good to go. Now, I'm going to go and swap over to my slides. Perfect. All right. So yeah, let me know if you can see. You should see two familiar faces. Now, welcome to today's workshop, which is the 7 steps to launching your own profitable online course. And this is hands down one of my favorite workshops to do because it's not just me saying things that you could do or things that sound good. At Teachable, we have a bit of an unfair advantage because we have access to so much data for all of our schools. And we've seen what the top performing instructors are doing, what their launches look like, how they make things and put them together. And then we've taken that, correlated all that data, and given it to you in this workshop. Now, this is going to be perfect for you if you're a blogger, a creative, a freelancer, or maybe you're a consultant, or you're looking to grow your audience and your credibility, or maybe you just want to grow your business and help a lot of people and make an impact. Now, I want to know, if you already have a school on Teachable, type what it is in the chat. And this is probably one of the most interesting things because we get so many different topics. And if you don't have a school on Teachable yet, let me know what your ideas are. Maybe there's a topic that you would like to talk about, or there's, a hobby that you have. Let's see here. Awesome. Okay, cool. So beekeeping, interesting. Yeah, there's quite a few topics here. This is great, guys. All right, so now my big promise to you is that in the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn everything that you need to know to launch your own profitable online course. And I can assure you this workshop is going to go through all of it. So I'm not holding anything back. I'm literally giving you a step-by-step plan. But because of that, and because you've probably noticed that I talk pretty quickly, make sure you take notes. And I have done this time and time again where I'll watch a webinar or I'll attend a workshop and I'll get a ton of value, but I won't take notes. And as soon as I leave, it's like I was never in the room. So don't be like me, do take notes. Now, let's first off start by talking about why online courses. Maybe you've seen other people use them in their business, or maybe you have this topic that you need to teach and share with other people with. But for me, I guess the easiest way to describe it is with a short little story. So a few years ago, I was actually working as a web designer, and all of my work was one-on-one with clients. And actually, let me know in the chat if that is where you are at, if you can relate to this. And one year, it was my grandma's 90th birthday. And all my friends and family decided that we were going to get together and fly back home to Canada and throw this massive surprise party for her. So that's what we do. It's the morning of her birthday, and I roll out of bed and I really quickly just check my phone and check my emails. And I got one of the most dreaded emails I think anyone doing one on one work can get. I had an email that said, was from a client. I said, "Hey, Jess, we love our website, but there's a couple of changes we want done ASAP." And my stomach dropped when I read that because, you guys know what that means, right? I was stuck at home and I felt so overwhelmed, so frustrated. And I was stuck doing all of this work while the rest of my friends and family were essentially partying it up with my 9-year-old grandma. And that was a pivotal moment for me when I realized that your time is valuable, but it's also limited. So, this is where online courses come in. And there's quite a few different reasons for why they are so valuable. First one is, you can make extra money. And we've seen people make an extra $1,000, even replace their full-time income with an online course. And actually, on that note, type into the chat and with these options, A, B, C, D, or E, with what is your monthly income goal for your online course? So A, 500 to 1K per month, B, 1K to 3K, all the way up to E, 10K plus per month. And look, in a perfect world, of course, everyone wants to make over $10,000 a month on their initial course launch. But I think if you're just starting out, even making an extra $500 a month that was not there before, that can be pretty impactful. So type into the chat and let me know what you're thinking. Let's see what people are saying.
So we're seeing a good diversity here. So of course we've got some E's. We've also got people all across the spectrum, from A's to B's to C's. So from people who want to just start off making a little bit to people who want to jump straight into replacing their full-time income.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing, guys. All right. So the second reason is you do the hard work up front, but your course then becomes an asset. So it is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but with a course, because it's a digital product, you put the time and effort in, you create it, but then you can sell it over and over again without having to recreate it. So because of that, courses are extremely high leverage. And third reason, type into the chat, who here wants to be kind of famous? Now, I'm only teasing you. You're not going to be Zoolander famous, and no one's going to be following you with their cameras. But you do become this mini celebrity in your space, and you gain credibility and just grow this incredible community around you. Thinking back to one of our earlier teachers, her name is Jessica Sprague. She has 80,000 students in all of her courses. So that is the equivalent of her standing in the middle of a Super Bowl football stadium and having the entire crowd of people know who she is, and she's helped them in one way or another, just from a course. I think it's incredible. Fourth reason, you get results pretty quickly. So we have seen people make their first sales often in the first 1 to 2 weeks and, creating their course within 30 days. But to put that into perspective, I want you to compare that to other ways that you can package your knowledge and share it with other people. So, let's compare it to writing a book. And type in the chat if anyone has ever tried to write a book, but it would probably take you 6 months to a year if you're good, and you would maybe sell it for $15 to $20 per copy. So compare that to what you can do in 1 to 2 weeks and then creating your course in 30 days. Big difference there. And finally, fifth reason is you help a lot of people. So this goes back to the whole time aspect. You're no longer limited to how many hours there are in a day to help people. So you can, impact hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people, all from one product. Now, out of those last 5 benefits, I want you to really have a think right now and think, which is the most exciting to you? And type into the chat, but which benefit makes you want to do online courses? And while you're doing that, maybe you care, maybe you don't. But really quickly, I'm Jess and I lead partnerships at Teachable. And believe it or not, we've had well over 7,000 people that have created over 20,000 online courses. And to my left,
Hey everyone, I'm Cameron. So I work with our VIP instructors here at Teachable, making sure that they get the most out of the platform.
And as a team, like I was saying, we have watched over 20,000 course launches, which means that we have access to all of the hard data for all of our schools. We've interviewed our top instructors, we've picked their brains, we've solved their support issues, we've seen what works and, well, what doesn't. And we've come to one pretty incredible conclusion. But I need to know that you're still with me. We're live right now, so I need to know that you want to know what that is. So I need everyone that is here, type into the chat, let me know that you want to know what this conclusion is, that you're still with me, you are ready. Cameron, you ready for this?
You know I'm ready.
All right, drum roll. It looks like you guys in the chat are ready as well. There is one tried and true tested method for building and launching your course. Just one. And out of those over 7,000 active teachers, the most successful ones have been using the same 7-step process. And that is what we have created today and what I'm going to walk you through. It's that entire 7-step process that we know and we've seen time and time again to work. So here it is, and I would encourage you to take a screenshot of this. The 7 steps. Step 1, we need to figure out what your most profitable course idea is. Step 2, setting your income goals. So I'm going to show you how to work backwards, the very simple formula, so you know how you're actually going to reach and hit your targets. Step 3 is growing your course audience and your email list. So, you have someone to sell your course to. Step 4 is all about pricing. Step 5, we're going to create your school live on this webinar. And then we're going to talk about sales pages and how to have a very high converting one. Step 6 is going to be creating and recording your content, all about the tech, how do you actually build the course. And then step 7, which I feel like 90% of you are most excited for, is the launch. So in this step, I'm going to give you an entire course marketing plan, what you do every day, what emails to send out, the whole shebang. All right, so there's normally 3 categories of people. I want you to pay close attention to which one you fall under. And if you can, type into the chat with 1, 2, or 3 once I've read it. So 1, the first category is you're excited, but you have no idea what you want your course to be about, and you don't know where to start. 2, maybe you have an idea of what you want your course to be about, but now you just need help refining and tweaking that idea. And 3, you have a ton of ideas, but you need to figure out, okay, which is going to be the most profitable idea? So which one are you? Type into the chat. And as you're doing that, I'm going to share with you one of our earlier instructors. Her name is Angela Furr. Now, she started off making around $2,000 a month. She's now making up to $8,000 a month just from her course sales. But the reason why I'm using her as an example is because her courses, her entire school, is on watercolor painting. And I don't know about you, Cameron, I don't know if you've ever had this, but before I created any courses, I always thought that for it to be profitable, you had to teach people how to make money. And if you didn't, then no one would buy it, no one would invest in it. But the truth is, we've seen thousands of possible course topics. There's so many things, from the foundations of card magic to practical cartooning with technical folks. There was even a course launch a couple months ago with Deborah Neiman, which was copper deficiency in goats. Very specific, and she has thousands of students. So let's figure it out for you. And I'd love if we could workshop this together and type into the chat as your ideas are coming in. But what are you good at? What are you really passionate about? Are there maybe things that you're already interested in, jobs that you've done, skills that you have? And I know you're probably thinking, oh, this is obvious. I know what I'm good at or what I'm passionate about. But it doesn't necessarily have to relate to work that you're doing. As an example, I have a friend who is extremely stylish, and I'm always asking her for fashion tips because that is just not my forte, unfortunately. And I tell her that she should have a course on this. It's not because she's a professional fashion stylist, she's not working with celebrities, and she didn't go to school for it, but she's naturally good at it and she loves it and she can help people. So think of it in that sense for what is it for you? What is that thing that you're good at? And I know there's a myth that comes up every time once you're thinking that, which is probably, okay, well, Jess, I have a ton of things that I'm passionate about, but I just don't feel like I have any ideas where I'm enough of an expert to sell an online course on that topic. I think another term for that is imposter syndrome. Let me know in the chat if you relate to that. But at Teachable, we love data, we love facts. So we decided to see, what does expert actually mean? Because it really is one of those terms that has so many different definitions. However, the dictionary definition is having or showing a special skill or knowledge because of what you have been taught or experienced. Key point in that, what you have been taught or experienced. It does not say that you are the world's most knowledgeable, most amazing person on a specific topic. And there's a really important point to that. I want you to think back to when you were in school. Did you ever have a teacher that was so smart at a specific topic, but when it came to them actually explaining it, it was like they're speaking a different language? And this happens when someone is too far removed from their students. So for you, being 2 steps ahead of your students and being able to understand what their struggles are, what their fears are, what they need to overcome, but then also having the solution, that is so much more valuable than being 20 steps ahead and forgetting all of that and just, trying to explain it. And then the most important part of any online course is what we call the butterfly effect. It's obviously not the Ashton Kutcher movie, but you really want to provide a transformation for your students. So people aren't investing in the videos you have or how pretty your sales page looks. While that's all important, what they care about, the reason they are investing in your product, is because they want to know the outcome. What can they expect at the end of your course? So to give you an example of that, here we've got Charlie Hohen's masterclass. It's how to land a job you love. We're going back to Jessica Sprague. Her transformation is learn how to create a digital scrapbook in 30 days. Right, so now I want to know, and type into the chat, true or false. Who here thinks that the more information you teach in your course, the more valuable your course is? True or false? Let me know. Cameron, what are your thoughts on this?
You know what, Jess? I actually think that this is false, because I don't think it's so much about the quantity of information as it is the quality of information. Or as I like to say it, one moment of aha is worth hours of blah, blah. You know what I mean, Jess?
Oh, that is a good one. I feel like it's a tweetable. If anyone's on Twitter, everyone's saying false, false. I don't know. Information overload sometimes. You guys got it. You're on it. Yes. Your course does not need to have a massive amount of information. Now, I hope everyone just did a big sigh of relief, because a good online course actually simplifies things. It cuts through the information. It finds out what is important. And if you think about it, and I'm sure someone was probably saying this in the chat too, is that, no matter what you're teaching, people could probably go into Google and YouTube right now and figure out how to do it for free. But that would probably take them 10 times as long. They would make so many mistakes. They wouldn't know where to start. They'd probably miss steps. It would just be a disaster. The reason why people are paying for a course is because they want the shortcut to an outcome. You're actually providing value because you've simplified and you aggregated and you've helped people sort through the noise. Okay, so let's just recap here. To find your profitable course idea. So step 1, you need to write down those topics you're passionate about, skills that you have. Step 2, you figure out the outcome that you're going to provide your students. It's all about that transformation. And then step 3, you choose the most impactful one. Okay, so we just finished step 1. I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, what? That was only step 1? That was so long. But really, the first step always feels like the longest. And that's just because we need to ensure that you have a strong foundation to build off of, because the course idea and the topic, very important. But now that you know how to do that, let's transition into step 2, just setting your income goals. And the easiest way to launch your course is really to build a small but engaged email list. And this is going to be of people who are genuinely interested in your topic. And then what you do is you launch your course to that list. But before you can launch your course and make money, you need to understand that there is this quote unquote magic formula behind how you make money selling courses. And this is it. I'd encourage you maybe to write this down or take a screenshot. I will be coming back to it though. But we need to figure out, first of all, what your revenue goal is, and then work backwards. So how many people do you need on your email list? What is the conversion rate? And a conversion rate means it's the percentage of people that turn into paying customers from your list. And then the price of your course. And when you have a list of fans who know, they trust you, I'm telling you, it is so much easier to hit your income goals and launch your course to them because you have people that are genuinely interested. All right, so now a question for you. Who here already has an audience? Type into the chat. And honestly, if you do not and you're starting at 0, I would love it if you put a big fat 0 in the chat because everyone starts from somewhere. I'd love to see where you guys are at. So type into the chat. Let us see where you're at. Okay. Yep. Okay. So I'm seeing answers coming in now. Bob says 0. Sabine says 14,000. That's awesome, Sabine. Is that email list, Facebook? Okay, great. So there's a good mix here. What I will say though is that for this workshop, I'm actually going to assume that you're starting at 0. Now, if you have a list already, you have a bit of an advantage. But the point being, you can go from 0 to an audience of 500, even a few thousand people, pretty quickly. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But let's first come back to this formula. So right now, we need to figure out how many people you need on your list. What's the price of your course going to be? And we're going to assume, just for this example, that your course is priced at like $200 to $300. If that seems like a lot, I will be discussing why that is, and there's a very strategic reason. But let's just say that you wanted to make $5,000 with your first course launch. We're going to say that your conversion rate is 2%. And 2%, while it might seem low, is an industry average. It's actually considered good. So we're going to put 0.02. So with all that being said, this means that you would need around 850 people on your email list. Now, if you've opened up a new tab and you're scrolling through Facebook, I want you to come back and really look at this. 850 people on your list. I don't know about you, but I definitely thought that you had to have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on your list to start making money with courses. And it's just simply not the case when you know how to achieve it, right? So now that you've got this formula, it puts things into perspective. And it really works out to 17 people in the entire World Wide Web purchasing your course. And everyone can do this, including you. But let's actually talk about how. So we just talked about setting your income goals. I hope you wrote down the formula. Now let's transition into step 3, which is actually growing that audience, growing your email list. So the question you probably have is, well, how do I create the initial list? What do I do if I'm starting from 0 or have a very small list? And honestly, every successful course creator in Teachable has been doing it in the exact same proven way. I have yet to find someone that is doing it differently, which is you need to give away free value, whether that is free content, a piece of your course, in exchange for someone's email address. And to give you a real life example of how that works, type into the chat, who here goes to Costco? I know my mom and I do. Cameron, is it still the cool place to go? Is that where all the cool kids hang out still?
You know what, Jess, confession time. I also go to Costco with my mom. It's universal. What can I say?
Excellent. And yes, thank you everyone for the support in chat as well. But I want you to imagine, regardless if you're a regular Costco shopper, that you're walking down an aisle and someone comes up to you that works there and says, hey, I have these cookies I'm selling for $20. Would you like to buy them? Now, I don't know about you. I love cookies, but if someone said that to me, my first reaction would be no, because I've never tried them, and $20 seems kind of expensive. But I want you to imagine that you're walking down an aisle in Costco and someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I have these free samples of cookies. Would you like to try them?" And let's say you do, and it's the most delicious cookie you've ever tasted. Now, do you think you're going to be more inclined for the box of cookies? And the truth is, yes. And it's the exact same principle when it comes to selling a course. You need to give away free value so people understand who you are as a teacher, the quality of your work, if they even resonate with your teaching style, before we can expect them to actually purchase your full course. Now, we have 18 strategies that we use to grow an email list. And this is our flagship course called The Profitable Teacher. And I'm sure some of you guys have already heard of it. It's our $348 course that we sell. However, because you're live on this webinar right now, I'm just going to give you 3 of the strategies straight from that course for free. So let me know how that sounds. Method 1, the giveaway. So giveaways are great, and I'd actually encourage you to use a tool like KingSumo, that's KINGSUMO, or Gleam.io, and we'll type those in the chat. Because what happens is you'll have your giveaway, you'll post it, and people enter their email address to be entered in it. But once they've done that, they're then prompted to share it on social media for 3 additional entries. And what you'll find is that your giveaways tend to kind of go viral because everyone is sharing it to get additional entries. So it's a really great way to start spreading the word. But because of that, with great power comes great responsibility, I would advise that the prize that you have for your giveaway, while it's tempting to really want to make something extravagant like an iPad or something really fancy, the problem with that is you're going to attract a lot of people in your giveaway, but they're going to be doing it because they want the free prize and not necessarily they're your target audience or they're interested in your course topic. So the way to avoid that is make the prize super specific that only people that would be interested in your course topic would be keen on winning. Method 2, the mini course. I think this is probably one of my favorite ones. So let's say that your full course is called How to Plan a Trip to Italy, and you've got 10 modules inside it. What you can do without creating any additional work for you is take one of the modules and give it away for free. And what you do, and when you do this, a few things happen. So first, you can instantly put hundreds, if not thousands, of happy students in your course. You've built a great audience. You deliver a ton of value, and you really start to build a relationship with them. But what a lot of people miss here is that, especially if you're starting out and you've never launched your course before, you can use your feedback for testimonials to help you sell your premium paid course. Now, you always want to be transparent with where you got the testimonials and, of course, have that person's permission. But it's a really great way to build credibility and social proof because people have gotten results even from your mini course. And then you have your instant audience of people ready to buy your course. So just going back to her example with Angela Fur, this is exactly what she does. She has YouTube videos, which directs traffic to her free courses on Teachable, and then she promotes her paid courses. Her free courses are much smaller. They don't go through as many advanced strategies or techniques. Obviously, you can tell I'm not a watercolor painter. But when she does that, people go through them. They'll learn something, but then they're ready for the next step. They're ready for something that is more hands-on or that's more advanced. And finally, the third method is the webinar. So very similar or exactly to what you're watching now. And webinars are such a great way to interact with an audience. And you can really teach things here because people are asking questions live as you're going through it. But if you don't want to be the only person that is on video, you could also do something like a summit. So you have a lineup of other experts that are talking about topics around what your course covers, and you can interview them and get their insights. So, they're really great. The only thing that I would say is promise me, everyone type in the chat, I promise, that if you do a webinar, people get value regardless of if they purchase from you or not. So you don't want to have a webinar where it's 5 or 10 minutes of theory, and then the rest of it is you talking about your products. No one likes that. It does not build a good relationship with an audience. Make sure that people are learning regardless if they sign up or not. So there's 18 strategies in our flagship course. But guys, I've just given you 3. Type into the chat and let me know who here thinks that they can do like 1, maybe 2 of them. And I think everyone can, but I want to know very specifically which strategy that you want to try. Type it in, let me know how you're going to do it. And then after you do this, and we say to do this over like a 10 to 14 day period, you have your list. And then later in step 7, I'm going to show you how to actually launch your course. And remember, as promised, you're going to get an actual course marketing calendar to follow, what to do in every single day. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about step 4, which is pricing. Type into the chat, who here is considering making a course that is less than $100? Type into the chat and let me know. And also like what price you're thinking. Because I find this really interesting. Cameron, like, what were your thoughts on this when you?
Well, when I first started Teachable, I thought that all the courses on Teachable were going to be $5, $10, $15, like the Udemy model. I thought that that's how you made a lot of sales, by trying to push a cheap product to as many people as possible. But since starting at Teachable, I've actually found that it's a little bit different than that. Jess, you want to let them know? Oh, yeah. And in the chat, people are saying, nope, between 150 and 300. Someone says 47. One person says 20 to 30, 50 to 75. All right.
I love this. Okay, great.
Let's tell them something interesting.
Oh, this is exciting. Okay. So this is just something that we have found looking at our data, especially if you're just starting out. So you haven't made any course sales yet, or you have a small audience. The best way to hit your revenue target is to use premium pricing. So we call this the Rolls-Royce effect, because you want people to look at your course like the Rolls-Royce of online courses, rather than this, you get what you pay for secondhand beat up car. But I'm not just saying that because that sounds fancy and super extra. We looked, and the average price of our top 10 selling instructors on Teachable was $272. But I mean, even with that, we've seen some well over $1,000. And this comes back down to one thing, which is that when you use premium pricing, first of all, it's easier to hit your income goals because you don't have to make as many sales. But your students get better results and they're more fun to work with and easier. Now, if you're wondering how on earth that works, it's because your course was not an impulse buy. Like how many things have you purchased that were cheap or on sale that you have yet to use or yet to try on, if it's clothing or courses, whatever it is? When people have had to make a conscious decision to invest a certain amount of money in your product, you know that they are the right types of customers, that they are excited to use it. They're going to ask the right questions. They're going to be engaged. And going back down to your goals, if you wanted to make $1,000 a month, if you charge $100, you have to make around 10 sales. If you charge $500, you need to make 2 sales that month. And with these examples, depending on your industry and your niche, $100 can be a premium price. So it really depends on your audience. I'm not saying that there's a magic number, but whatever other people in your field are charging for a similar product, you want to be on the higher end of that. And again, let's make it up even more. So if you wanted to make $5,000 a month, if you charge $100, that's less than 2 sales per day. If you charge $500, you only need to make 10 sales that entire month. So do you think that those goals are approachable when we break them up into those practical steps? Let me know in the chat. And also, altogether, I want everyone to type in the chat. We'll do a swarm of text here. I will charge more, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And this is really because I know that deep down, most of the time we charge less. It's not because it's a strategy. It's because we're afraid to charge more. We're worried that people aren't going to value it or they're not going to pay for it. And I think you need to value your time and your knowledge and the results that you are delivering to your students. So all together in the chat, and I can see it already now, I will charge more. You guys are awesome. All right, so we've just covered pricing. Now let's transition into step 5, which is creating your school. And then we'll talk about sales pages. So there's normally 5 things that you need when you put your course online. So first of all, You want it to be absolutely beautiful, but you should be able to create it in less than an hour, regardless of your technical expertise. 2, make sure you have your own domain name. So that's like yourcourse.com versus your course name dot someone else's website dot something random.com / whatever. 2 just very obvious reasons. 1, it looks way more professional. And 2, it's a lot easier to remember. 3rd, make sure that your course is mobile optimized. So that means that if we were to go onto your course website on a smartphone, on a tablet, on a computer, that website and that content should display nicely on every device. And also, a little fun tech tip, but Google actually favors websites and search engines, and it'll rank it higher if it's mobile optimized over a site that is not. And 4th, make sure you have total control over your students' data and emails. And I don't like to point fingers or say names, but this is just how Teachable got started. Our CEO on Court, he had his courses on a course marketplace site. And one day he noticed that his sales were increasing, his students were increasing, which is really exciting. But when he went in to look at it and he looked at the data, he noticed that his revenue was not changing, which was very odd. So he contacts this place and they explain to him that, well, no, this is because we've promoted your course for free. And for some reason, that's just how they work. They're allowed to do that. But the problem was that when he decided to make his own platform, which is now Teachable, he had no way of bringing over his students he worked hard for because that marketplace site owned them. So honestly, regardless of how you create your course, please promise me you will have full control over your students' data and emails. And 5th, make sure you can accept payments on day 1. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret, but I think most of you guys guessed this at this point. Everything I just listed and then some, you can do on Teachable. But let's just get one quick win right now. We're not just going to talk about how great Teachable is. Let's actually create your school. Let's actually get this set up so you can start taking action. And when you're done, please type into the chat done. But yeah, so Cameron is going to take it away and show you how to create your school.
All right, guys. So if you already have a school on Teachable, this is where you can sit back, relax, have a cup of tea. If you don't have a school on Teachable, then follow along with me, okay? It's very, very simple. So step 1 is just going to teachable.com. Again, that's just teachable.com. And again, once you do this alongside me, type done. So from teachable.com, I'm just going to click get started. And now I'm just going to put in my full name, Cameron Mattis. And I'll see you all on Instagram. I'm going to put in my email address, Cameron 7 steps. And today is 112717 at teachable.com. And then I'm just going to put a super secret password. Sorry, guys, can't tell you what that is. And agree to the terms of use and privacy policy, which make it clear that you own your students, your content, and your pricing 100%. And yes, you can tell we're live because I just mistyped the password and had to do it again. Now, the last thing I need to do is just create my school. Now, you can change the name of this at any time. So I'm going to do something boring like Teachable 7 steps, 112717. I click create new school and that's it. Now, if you've been on the internet for a while, you know that back in the day, if you wanted to build a course online, well, first you had to buy web hosting, then you had to code the site on your computer, then you had to use all these platforms to upload it, and oh man, what a mess. Well, with Teachable, you just fill out that form and everything is created for you. So again, if you do that alongside me, type done in the chat. Thank you so much again for your time and attention. Now, back to you, Jess.
Thank you. We really should have timed that to see how long that took. 20 seconds. Okay. All right, so now that you have your school, we need to talk about sales pages because you need one that actually converts. And there's 6 things that we found that you need for it to be a high converting sales page. So first of all, we've got your title and your subdescription. But the mistake that a lot of people make is they just put some random title of their course. And what we need to do is ensure that the words that you're using in that subdescription, in the title, are so clear so your potential students instantly know what the transformation is of the course. Then below it, do you see how there's that watch promo button underneath it? If you were to click on that, this video would pop up. And video is probably one of the most important things you can include on a sales page because it allows people to see that there is someone behind all the text and all this website magic, but also if they resonate with you. They get to see that you're excited about your course topic. They can see if they like the way that you talk and teach. And look, this example, yes, it's professionally filmed, but it does not need to be. There's two guys actually that did a launch, and I think they ended up making either the high six figures or they may have hit the 7-figure mark on that launch, and they filmed the entire thing on their iPhone. So as long as you are there and talking and people can see who you are, you don't need to have a fancy or expensive setup. Then you got your description. So rather than, just like listing everything that's inside it, really focus on the transformation. What are people going to get at the end of each lesson or each module? And then also find a way to share with people why it is that you understand where they are, what they're struggling with, but equally, why it is that you have the solution. And then we've got testimonials. So it's one thing for you to say how amazing and great your course is, and it's another for someone who has worked with you and had very similar problems to what your potential student has, but they got results, from doing your course or joining your programs. And if you can, depending on the nature of your work, include a photo of that person too. And last but not least, payment plans. So because you're going to be using premium pricing, because you all said you're going to charge more, because you're doing that, it doesn't mean that everyone is going to be able to afford it in one go. So rather than not making it accessible to people, by offering a flexible payment plan, you don't devalue your product, but you just make it easier for people to join. So why should you be so excited? I'm sure you guessed this, but that entire sales page, that was actually generated in minutes on Teachable. And it's essentially just a fill-in-the-blank template. So you create your course and it just creates a sales page for you, and you can customize it as much or as little as you want. And then your sales page is where you're going to send everyone once you start promoting your course. All right, guys, you can't see me, but I'm giving you a virtual high five. We're through the first 5 steps. But let's just recap, more for your brain, or my brain rather than yours. But step 1, we talked about finding your most profitable course idea. Step 2 was then setting your income goals. So I showed you how to use that formula. Step 3 was growing your course audience in your email list. Step 4, all about pricing, using premium pricing. 5, we just created your school. We talked about sales pages. Now things start to get interesting. So step 6, we're going to talk about creating and recording the content of your course. And then 7 is launching. Now, when it comes to actually creating the content, I'm sure you're thinking, ugh, that sounds like a lot of work. Type in the chat, be honest, let me know if that's what you're thinking. But of course, the good news is that it's not as hard as you think. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to do this. So first, we need to create a course outline. So you want to write down the process step by step that someone needs to go through to get whatever the desired outcome is that your course provides. So, bad example, but if you are teaching people how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, what does someone have to do every single day or every single week to get the desired outcome? And then each step in that outline becomes a section. Now, keep it to 6 to 12 sections. Don't do anything more because we don't want to overwhelm your students. It's really about the shortcuts to the outcome. And then in each section is where you put your video lectures. So now, when it comes to the actual content for building it, the easiest way is to use PowerPoint if you are on a PC, Keynote if you're on a Mac. And this is actually what we're using right now. It's like, slideshow, a slide deck. And then once you create your presentation, use software like ScreenFlow on a Mac, or QuickTime actually on a Mac, or Camtasia on a PC. We'll type that into the chat so you guys can see it. And what it does is it records your screen, plus it records your audio. So you can talk and go through your slide deck as if you're presenting a live lecture, and then just save it and export it. So there's no crazy editing, nothing expensive, and that's just the easiest way to get it done. But if you don't want to do that, other ideas, you could do interviews with experts, cheat sheets, case studies, supporting materials, toolkits. The main takeaway that I hope you get is that it does not need to be expensive or complicated to get a professional looking course. All right. Now, who's ready to get into the fun stuff and launch your course? Now, this is hands down my favorite part. So I need to know that you're still with me. Type in heck yes in the chat or say yes, oh yeah, whatever it is, just give me some energy. Type into the chat. Cameron, are you ready?
Jess, I'm ready and excited.
Nice. Look in the chat and yes, Solange says please. Okay, great. Let's do this. Drum roll. Step 7, launching. So if you remember, way back in step 3, I showed you how to build your email list. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to launch your course to that list of your new raving fans. And experimentation is great, but I think sometimes it's just better to follow a proven plan that actually works. And I just want to give you a simple but very effective launch calendar, which is the easiest way to make money with your course is to split it up into 2 steps, and this is over 30 days. So first, you build a small initial email list. This is over a 1 to 2 week period. But then you launch your course the following 1 to 2 weeks. And for your first launch, keep things small because you can make an extra 5, 10K or more on your first course launch just by launching to a small list of, even a few hundred people. So this is what it looks like. This is what we call the education phase. So for 8 days, you want to be giving so much value, whether that is your blog post, your webinars, the mini course, the giveaway, like everything that we talked about in step 3. Because at the end of that education phase, people are going to know that you can help them because you have. They're going to want your course because now you started generating a demand and they trust you. And they trust you because you've earned it. There's no sneaky marketing tactics here. For 8 days, you've been giving nothing but value. People have been getting wins regardless of if they purchase from you. And then, you're going to have 500, 1,000, maybe more people, of which you're going to have a percentage that are absolutely ready for your paid course. And this is when we get into the fun stuff and transition into the sales phase of the launch. So this is our 8-day launch phase. We jokingly call it our Crazy 8 launch because for 8 days, you're sending out 8 emails, but you're not going to go crazy because I'm just going to tell you what to put in those emails. So this is what it looks like. Definitely take a screenshot of this, my friends, because we're going to be going through this. Day 1, you send out a course teaser. You mention that you're going to be launching a course that people can't buy yet. Day 2, you talk about what's in the course. The modules, the transformation, the outcome. Day 3, this is where you say, all right, everyone, my course is now open for enrollment. Click here to join now. And then you send people to your sales page. Then day 4, answering FAQs, the common question like, is this course right for me? But FAQs don't necessarily mean they're the frequently asked questions. What you want to be doing is answering objections. So what might be holding someone back from purchasing and taking the leap? Common questions like, is there a refund policy? What if I'm not happy with it? Or do you offer support? So those things are to consider. And then day 5, you can add in a surprise bonus. And this is very exciting. So you can say, hey, everyone, just so you know, if you join my course, you're now going to get access to this bonus. And then, everyone that's already purchased, you already get it. Then day 6, send out a thank you to everyone that's already joined. If you've got any testimonials or people are tweeting about it, add it in for social proof. Then day 7, make a logical argument for why your course makes sense. And be very transparent here. You can say something like, look, my course isn't for everyone, but it is for you if, and then explain why. And then finally, day 8, this is where you say enrollment is closing. You can send an extra 1 to 2 emails. And this just lets people know that this is their last chance to join. So here's the overview of it. If you want, on day 13 or day 16, you can add an additional webinar. But one of the most important things that you just need to remember with this launch is the money is typically to come in spurts. And oh, how I wish I knew this when I first launched. your first day, you'll see sales. This is people that were excited, they were waiting to join, they were ready for it, but you'll see your sales drop. And I mean, we've had one girl, one instructor, she had a 6-figure launch, and on one day she had 0 signups. So it is not over until it's over. And then the most sales, hands down, are going to come in on the last day. And I don't know why. It's human nature for us to procrastinate. So a lot of the times, people are busy, they'll forget that you have your launch, and it's that final reminder email that will make people take action if it's the right fit for them. All right, so I have to share this. This is Lee. He was on one of the 7 Steps webinars, like you're watching right now. He, I guess, took incredible notes, very detailed notes, but he went through this entire launch sequence. So he did the Crazy 8, he did the whole email list building, like everything I just shared with you today, this exact webinar. He had his list to 1,400 people. He had a final sign up of 244 people joining his course. Now, obviously, these results are incredible and not typical, but the reason why I want to show you that is because if you take action on this, everything I just shared with you, you're going to get results. All right, we did it. We're going to get into the Q&A because I'm sure you guys have tons of questions in just a few minutes. But first, I want to talk about you. What was your biggest takeaway from this workshop? What was the thing that you were just like, this was like, I did not know this, or I learned something new, I'm going to try it. Type it in, and I want to know where you guys are at, because it's very interesting to see, what those moments are for you. So answers are coming in. Great. So there's a little bit of delay. So if I don't read yours, apologies, you can add it in. But Adam says email list building. Charge more says Abraham Lincoln. Wow. It's doable. I can set up, of course, content quickly. Yeah. Okay. So there's quite a few takeaways, which is really great to see. But, just as Frank was saying, Franco, honestly, the one takeaway, no matter where you are at, that I hope you get is that you can do it. I'm not just saying that because it sounds cheesy. I've seen so many people go through this webinar and they took action on the stuff that they learned. And then, 30 days later, 2 months later, they're sending in posts on Facebook saying, hey, look at what I did. Look at these results. But I understand we've covered a lot. So who here kind of feels like this photo is just information overload? And if that is you, I totally get it. So let me know, type in the chat, how many of you want me just to get rid of this overwhelm and just give you our exact easy to follow process for launching your course? Because if that is you, as I mentioned before, to create your online course, you need 2 things for it to work. First, you need a proven plan to follow from people who have actually done it before, but then you need a way to create it, right? The technology should be easy to create. And this is why we've actually combined 2 very important and special things. And if you want to figure out a course topic that people are going to love, you want to become more well-known in your space, increase your credibility, you want to grow your income, but in a much more scalable way, and you want to help a lot of people and build a community around yourself, but you want to do all of this in the next 30 days, then guys, this Teachable bundle is going to be specifically for you. Here's what you get. So first, you get a professional plan. Now, this is hands down our most popular plan. It is by far everything that you need to have a successful course business. You get unlimited course and students. There's a custom domain. You can track the progress of your students, full e-commerce to accept payments, email marketing, there's drip content, advanced reporting, fully white labeled, so no one needs to know that you're using Teachable. Most importantly though, there's no transaction fees when you make sales, instant payouts, and there's also incredible marketing features like one-click upsells. So that means that you can do more advanced things, like when someone purchases your course, you can then prompt them to purchase something else that you've created with one click. So that really makes a difference, especially when you're doing a launch. And once you have the #1 software, in our humble opinion, to deliver your online course, you're going to need a step-by-step plan. And this is where we're throwing in the Profitable Teacher. So yes, I mentioned it before. This is our $348 course. It is everything that you need step by step. It's everything we covered, but in so much more depth. It holds your hand through the entire process. And we're also, on top of the Profitable Teacher, you get our step-by-step course marketing plan, our 30-day course launch calendar to follow, plus checklists, templates, downloads. It's the whole point of it is so you not only understand how to have a successful launch, you're not only making money, you've got real students, and it also, you don't need to think about it. Really just step by step, we tell you what to do. And on top of that, we're also going to be including our course creation workshop series. So this is a workshop series with incredible entrepreneurs like Mariah Cause, who shows you how to have your first $5,000 launch and how to choose an irresistible course topic. Melissa Griffin talks about how to put a high converting sales funnel in place so you can essentially make money while you sleep because you don't always have to be physically there when you're launching. Caleb Wojcik, who is a video guru, he's been the mastermind behind some incredibly successful videos like for Pat Flynn. He shows you how to create beautiful videos for your course on any budget. Sean McCabe shows you how to grow your business with writing. Plus, there's 6 more workshops to really help you grow your business successfully. And then, because if you're on the professional plan, in this offer, we're including 8 weeks of live group coaching calls. So this is with a teachable expert. And so you can get your questions answered. You're live. You can do like a screen share, show what you're up to. And the best part of this is that you can go through all of it at your own pace. So it fits in your schedule. You decide when you start those coaching calls. All that I need from you, though, this is very important for it to work. I need you to watch the videos, watch the Profitable Teacher, the bonus courses, do the action items that we tell you, ask questions. And this is because if you take action on this and all of these extras that you're getting, you're going to get results. And plus, you're getting the exact software that thousands of Teachables instructors have used to grow their online course business. So everything that you get today, you get a professional plan, which is valued at $99. You get our flagship program, the Profitable Teacher, which is $348. Our course creation workshop series, which is almost $200. On the professional plan, 8 weeks of live group coaching calls valued at $300. Just so you know, you can go on our website. These are things that we actually sell. This is actual value of them. We're not making it up. That goes to over $900. But if you upgrade to the professional plan, which is $99 a month, you can cancel at any time. We're going to give you the full course, all of those bonuses as a gift. Now, if you're not quite ready for the professional plan, but you know that Teachable is the right fit for you, you can actually upgrade to the basic plan on this offer, which is $39 a month. And we're still going to give you all of those bonuses minus the coaching calls. So the basic plan has most of the awesome features you need. You still get unlimited courses and students. You can still customize it. There's still drip content. But the big difference is that there's a 5% transaction fee. There's a 30-day payout. And you don't get those fancy marketing features like one-click upsells. And we really say the basic plan is the best fit for you if you're not planning on launching for, let's say, 6 months. So what I want you to do next is, if you know this is a right fit for you, you're ready to start getting results with your online courses, click the buy now button above this video to get the special offer. And really quick note. So this offer obviously is great. We're adding a lot of things and we believe in the product. But because of that, we want the right types of people using it. We want people that we know are actually going to be successful on the platform, which is why we have a 100% money back guarantee. So you can go through everything, take 30 days, set up your school, download all of those bonus courses. And if by the end of that time, you decide it's just not the right fit for you, let me know. We will give you a full refund. There is no questions asked. It's 100% risk-free. And then there's one other thing. So there's a bonus I want to add in, but this is for you if you're watching it live. So I'm sorry if this is on the replay, because we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to sit through and listen to us talk for an hour and a half. Now, if you upgrade before we finish this webinar, we're going to be throwing in our private Rolodex for online course resources. So this is the exact people that we use when we need help. You cannot get access to this in any other place. And it is a fast action bonus that we're going to include on both basic and professional plan upgrades. So one more time, just to recap, everything that you're getting today, by upgrading to our professional plan, which is $99 a month, but you're not locked in, you can cancel whenever you want, you're going to get on top of that our Profitable Teacher course, which is a $348 value, our course creation workshop series, $199, on the professional upgrades, 8 weeks of live group coaching calls, which is $300. Plus, if you upgrade live on the webinar, our private Rolodex, which is valued at $200, This is a total value of over $1,000. It is, I think, a no-brainer deal if you're looking at Teachable and it's the right fit for you, all for upgrading. Now, I love this example from Fiona, who wrote, after 2 weeks of relentless periscoping, a free workshop, tweeting, and marketing, she ended up closing registration to her first course on Teachable with 40 paid students at $97 a student, which I think is incredible. Alan, who is doing incredible things as well, in less than 72 hours when he had first launched, he'd made over $6,000 in sales. And just for context, his course is on how to fly a drone. So when we say that, you can be successful in niches, you definitely can. So we're going to get to the Q&A in just a second, but what I want you to do next is please type into the chat to let me know if you've upgraded, because this offer, you need to click the button above this video because we do not offer it anywhere else. And so we can ensure we get you all of those bonuses. So again, by doing that, you click the Buy Now button above this video. Now, if you want to upgrade a pre-existing school, so you already have an account on Teachable, all that you need to do, click the button above, choose a plan that's the right fit, but rather than recreating another account, scroll down to the bottom of the page where it says log in. And then after you upgrade, you're going to get a very magical email from us with all those bonuses, and you'll get the access links and login. Now, if you're wondering, okay, why is this offer so great? Why are you throwing in all of these bonuses and everything in here? The truth is that, well, first of all, we're a software company. So our business is not dependent on online course sales. But that being said, when we first started, around 30% of our revenue did actually come from these courses that we sell. And what we found was, as we were growing as a company and we're looking at our top performing instructors, what we found was that the people that were going through the courses and the training, the people that understood how to have a successful course launch, they knew how to structure it, they knew everything they had to do. Not only were they making more money with their online courses, but then equally they had money to pay Teachable longer. So as a business, we're only going to be successful if our customers are successful too. So that's why we do it, and why I try to give you as much as we can to ensure you know what to do. And then if you need assistance once you're in, we're here to help. We've got our customer care team literally standing by. But I'm excited. Let's just get into the Q&A. We'll answer your questions. Thank you for spending your Tuesday with us. Okay.
All right, first want to give a shout out to Ronald, who just upgraded. Ronald, virtual high five
and real high five. Although you have to do this to the screen too, otherwise it just looks really silly.
So again, ask all your questions in the chat now, whether they're about tech, whether they're about marketing, whether they're about the Teachable platform, or whether about how you can build your courses. Literally any questions you have, we are here to answer those. Abraham, video stopped. I'm going to drop you a message. Laura, if you want in, just click that button up above the video to select your plan, and everything else is automatic from there. Adam, please clarify course, section, and lecture. So think of it like this. So think of it like a book, okay? So a book might have 5 chapters with 10 pages each, okay? In the same way, a course might have 5 sections with 10 lectures each. The lectures are like the pages of a book. They are the individual pages that contain the content. That's where your videos and your text and all that stuff lives. People advance from lecture to lecture to lecture. The sections just contain the lectures, group by topic, grouped by theme, etc. So again, you might have a course that has 5 sections with 10 lectures each. Okay, Bria, I missed the tools. Okay, I will get that over to you. Kate says, I'm a bit confused with the pricing. Is it the upfront course and ongoing payments? So Kate, you just pay us like a monthly fee. So you sign up today, you pay us today, then you pay us each month thereafter. So we're a monthly subscription service. Okay, Cindy, what were two websites for giveaways? King Sumo and Gleam, Gleam, Gleam.io. Franco will lectures autoplay. Franco, you can turn on and off whether lectures autoplay. Students can select that in like a little toggle. Pam, I have a domain but can't seem to get verified. Pam, I'll be honest, Domain stuff is a pain in the butt. I'm sorry about that. It's enough of a pain in the butt that Squarespace built their own domain registrar. That's how big a pain it is. But our customer care team is here to help. So drop us a line, support@teachable.com. We're here to ensure your success and to make sure that that domain process actually works for you, okay?
Cosmo, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Can we build a course free and start paying when we launch? You can, absolutely. But when you're on the free plan, you don't get nearly as many features. There's a 10% transaction fee when you make sales. And also you won't get any of these bonuses. So this offer is for this webinar. But of course you can, join. It's just you won't get access to all those extras.
Okay, so ICU says, is it possible to change the price of the course once launched? Yes, it is. And that'll only be for new students. It won't affect the ones that have already paid. Okay, Franco, can you generate a certificate? Franco, right now we work with a third-party provider to generate certificates. We're working on bringing that into the platform soon.
That's exciting.
Pam Friedman paid upfront for basic. So Pam, drop us a line, support@teachable.com. We'll make sure that you can that you can get at least some of these. Colorado Mountain Guy, understand the video and PowerPoint slide features. What other elements, quizzes, certifications do you have? So Colorado Mountain Guy, we have built-in quizzes and discussions. Outside of that, you can also embed any content that you want. So you can embed a YouTube video. You can embed like an external quiz or survey or anything like that. So while we can't do a demo on the webinar today, we actually do a demo on a webinar on Thursdays, which you can join as well. Okay, so can you please explain what the Rolodex bonus is? So Tanya, this is a Rolodex of teachable experts who are really, really good at what they do and are here to help you. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed and you just want to hire someone, that's where they come in. So we're giving you their contact information as that Rolodex. Duncan asks, who is the certificate provider? We use WebMerge right now. And Franco, timeline, I'd say within the next couple of months. Ronald says, I saw that you can translate all system words that Teachable uses. Is this per course or account? So Ronald, that's per school. So your whole school, like your site that contains multiple courses, you translate it on a per school basis. Franco says, can a quiz provide a grade? Yes. So it will show them that, hey, you got like 5 out of 6 correct, etc.
So quite a few questions coming in about PowerPoint. Bria was saying, you built your course in PowerPoint. It's not something that you listed. Is there a reason to switch? And also, Sarah's asking, well, I've not used PowerPoint. This is just something that we recommended for an easy way to build your content. So you can do like a slide deck, but it doesn't have to. You can film yourself talking on camera. If you've got like a camera on your laptop or, your phone, you can film yourself. Those are just suggestions. If you have the software already, it's just very easy to do and you can just create your content that way. And then you just export it. Like you'd use ScreenFlow or QuickTime or Camtasia on a PC to record your screen and also your voice while you're talking. And that way it's like you're doing a live lecture as if you were talking to class, and then you can export it and load it.
Oh, and by the way, everyone here should join us in our private instructor Facebook group. So I'm going to drop the link in. Our private instructor Facebook group, we've got almost 20,000 people in there. It's one of the best Facebook groups on the internet. So I'm just going to drop in the link a few times. So join us there in our private instructor Facebook group. Franco, does the quiz show record pass fail? So Franco, there is not a concept of passing or failing the quiz. It just shows them their numerical grades, so like 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 12, something like that. Solange says, can you support in making course available for continuing education? Yes. So Solange, we have plenty of people who use Teachable to do accredited continuing education. But again, that really depends on your accreditation provider. So for instance, the University of Pennsylvania's law school. So I'll type that in. I'm just going to use Jess's account to type it in. Sorry about that, Jess. So if you go to teachable.com, that's University of Pennsylvania's law school. They use Teachable to do continuing education for lawyers. Now, this is, again, they have their own course, which they've worked with their accreditation provider to certify. So yes, Teachable can do continuing education that's accredited, but you really need to talk with your accreditation provider to make sure that everything matches the requirements. Ronald, does Teachable have some sort of quality score of great courses? Ronald, no, we don't. Since we're not a course marketplace, we don't have like a giant list of courses that we love that we promote, because we don't promote anyone's courses. We promote, like, we let you do the promotions. That way you are the ones who own everything. Lori, just copy the link that I pasted in. All right. Pam Friedman, how you doing continuing education for attorneys? Pam, that's awesome. Yeah, Penn Law is great. Okay, so could you scroll down a bit, Jess? Franco says, how do you schedule a webinar, ILT, or coaching? So Franco, normally just people schedule those using an external calendar application like Calendly. There's no built-in calendar on Teachable, but you can use Teachable to sell event tickets, for instance. So if you have like a July 4th webinar, you're selling tickets to that, you can sell those via Teachable and then send everyone who bought a link to join it at the time. So Abraham Lincoln discussed money back guaranteed downsides. So Abraham, think of it like this. Let's say that you're considering dropping some money on, like, let's say you're considering dropping a couple of $100 on an online course. It's a real investment. You know, you're making an investment in yourself, and this is a big process. You've been thinking about this for a while. You decided that you're ready to purchase, and then you see at the bottom of the page that it says, no refunds allowed. So instantly, what you're thinking, it changes. Like, you're thinking that, wait, this person who's selling me this information, they're selling me this valuable stuff, they're telling me it's so good, but they don't even have the confidence to stand behind it. Now, if I'm buying used camera equipment online, you know what? I'm okay with no refunds or no money back because I'm taking a risk. I'm getting a deal. I'm getting like this cheap piece of camera equipment, and since it's already used, whatever, you know, if it breaks, it breaks. But if I'm investing in myself and I'm investing in my education, and I see someone say that they don't offer a money back policy, I'm going to run in the opposite direction, because I'm going to think, wow, if they don't even have the confidence to stand behind their own thoughts, their own ideas, their own concepts, then why should I be learning from you? Okay. Now, here's the other thing to think of. You don't have to go for like an unlimited money back policy. You can write us a year after you buy it. You can still get all the money back. Okay. We recommend 30 days. Plenty of people do 2 weeks, but please have a policy. It's okay to make it a little bit painful. It's okay to make them like fill out a form and, you know, write, or show that they did a little bit of work, or like write down some of their thoughts about how it can be improved or whatever. That's okay. But definitely have one, and make it generous enough that it is not hard to get your money back. Because if you are like, let's say you have someone pays you $400 and they ask for your money back and you say, no, sorry, that's not on the policy. And then they go and they tell 3 other people about you that said, like, this guy, he's a total butthead. He didn't give me my money back. And 2 of those people would have bought your course. Well, you just cost yourself a couple $100. Negative customers, people who dislike their relationship with you, are a huge drag on your business. So things that you can do to avoid that, that's really a good idea. So again, just to sum it up, please have a money back policy. Don't make it too restrictive. It's okay to restrict it a little, but at the end of the day, you want to make your customers happy. And something that makes a customer happy from the get-go is peace of mind. And the peace of mind of knowing that, you know, if it doesn't live up to their expectations, if it's not the right course for them, that they'll be okay. Well, that will end up getting you more money than the alternative. So that's my thoughts, okay? And also Malachite just upgraded successfully. Awesome, Malachite, boom.
And real life.
Franco says, can we sell multiple seats to orders with Teachable? Franco, yes. So you can do that, absolutely. And you can even use like custom coding to make it really fancy. So I'm actually going to link you to a school that's done like a very fancy one where they like, you select the number of seats and it automatically changes the price. Normally, Franco, what we see is people do like tranches. So you have, you know, 1 to 5 seats is $300. 5 to 10 seats is $500. 10 to 15 seats is $700, whatever. So you basically have like these groups, okay? And then based off of like which group they select, you send them like access codes or license codes to get in for free. But let me actually link you to a really cool site that has been doing this with automatic like drop downs. It's cool.
And then Duncan says, what features do I lose if I build on the course now and then upgrade to Pro in 3 months? Yeah, no, so you'll never lose anything when you upgrade. It's just, you'll just get more features, but you won't get any of the bonuses that we're including. So the courses, the coaching calls, all of the things that we have in this bundle. But if you're just upgrading the software and you don't care about all the extra things, you won't lose anything.
Yeah, and just to be clear, it's not like we migrate you over to a different site. We take your existing course site and upgrade it all on the back end. So there's no migration, there's no change in anything. It just is an instant upgrade to your existing site. All right, so please continue to ask your questions because I want to make sure that again that you're getting started with confidence. All right, so again, we'll be here for the next few minutes. I think we can take a few more questions. Franco says, what plan provides instant payment? Franco, you can do that on the Pro plan and up.
Marie says, when do we have to decide by? So this offer is good for what, 48 hours. The fast action bonus, though, is only until we finish the webinar.
Malachite, so you get 8 weeks of those coaching calls when you join us on Pro. If you need more than that, well, talk to us on the coaching call and we'll see what we can do. Lori, I tried to upgrade. How to know if it worked? Lori, if you go into your school, it should show you your plan. So actually, let me show you where it will show it. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. All right, so let me go to my admin dashboard here. And once you're in your admin dashboard in your school, just click the settings gear on the lower left. Again, the settings gear on the lower left, and then click the plan button in this menu that pops up. So settings and then plan, and it will show you what plan you're on. So right now, I'm not on any plan, so it shows me the plans that are available, okay? So I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen. So Lori, that's how you can check. Okay, Cindy, I think that just said cheat sheets. So like a quick little guide on how to do a complex topic. Koala, yes, we have built-in upsells. We don't have built-in downsells, but I think that you can use our upsell feature to do downsells, kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. When you say downsell, why would you want to?
Yeah, like walk me through the flow there. Michael says, do your courses have affiliate promotions or affiliates to promote your courses? Michael, we have a built-in affiliate program so that you can add people to your school's affiliates to refer people to your courses. Kate, do we do then the email building on our list through here? I'm currently using ClickFunnels for other advertising. Yeah, Kate. So the nice thing is that once someone buys your course, you can automatically add them to your email list. So you can use ClickFunnels, you can use your course, you can use whatever you want to start building that list. Franco, if I use my domain, is that title page on my site? Franco, it depends. So like most people use a subdomain, something like learn.mywebsite.com, okay? Or courses.mywebsite.com, something like that. We'll take just like 1 or 2 more questions. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, I think so.
Liz, here's the thing. I would go for Pro because if you decide that you don't need it, you can downgrade to basic and get a prorated discount, or you can simply get a full refund. So we're not like LinkedIn where you don't pay anything at first, but then you get charged without any notice. And when you try and call and cancel, they're like, ha, no way. You pay us the money up front. But again, we are totally transparent about our money back. So if you find it's not worth it, you just get your money back. It's as simple as that. Cindy says, can you easily import my email list? So Cindy, no, you cannot import your email list into Teachable unless you're on the high volume plan. So that's how you can import people into the system and then add them to courses in bulk. Sarah, I want to start my website with Fosso. Can you use this with that site? Sarah, I'm totally unfamiliar with Fosso. So unfortunately, I can't really answer that question very well. Palessa says, I know you have examples of courses on your site. Anyway, I can see all of the courses done on Teachable. Nope, sorry, we're not a course marketplace. So there's no way for you to just browse all the Teachable courses. That means that your potential students can't browse that list and see all of your competitors, okay? We leave it to you to drive students to your school, and we don't have a marketplace. That said, I'm gonna link you to our private instructor Facebook group, where if you post like, hey, I would love to see some examples of your schools, tons of people are gonna reply and shoot you some examples. So I'm gonna link you to that, plus, give me 1 second. Cindy, if I can't import my list, what should I do? Cindy, I'm not sure what you mean. You don't have to import anyone into Teachable. You just send your list a link to the class and they can register. Are you trying to add everyone from your email list into a course? I wouldn't recommend that, like without their permission. I would instead send them links to it, and the ones who want to do it will register. Don't force people into being into the course unless you have their permission to do that. Oh yeah, so plus I have to send you that link. Give me 1 second.
Franco, where else can I send questions? You can do support@teachable.com.
No, so Cindy, that's not a part of the platform. You can send emails to people through the platform, but we're not like MailChimp or ConvertKit. We're not an email service provider. So don't move your list over to us. Nikki just upgraded professional. Awesome.
Boom.
Virtual high five. Wait, I messed up. Virtual high five and real high five. Tuesdays, am I right? Yeah, Cindy, I'm glad we were able to make that clear. So sorry for any miscommunication. Duncan upgrade challenge accepted. Ooh,
Nice.
virtual high five and real high five. I think we'll just take one more question before we wrap this up. One more question. So ask us in the chat. I know that there's a question burning a hole in someone's pocket, mouth, fingers. I actually don't know how it works.
Yeah.
There's a question burning a hole in something. So ask us that question. There are still like quite a few people live. We still have more than 50 people live. So ask your question. I know that there's something you still are just want to ask. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Says, are these people?
Are there people who do this all for you if you want to do the content? Yes, Pam. I'm going to go to Teachable. Check this out, teachable.com/experts. These are folks that you can hire to do the work for you if you already have the content. Webinar, how do I know if I have enough content for my course? Make a free mini course first. You don't need a ton of content for it. Kate, do you then advertise your course through Teachable? You advertise your course however you want. Teachable doesn't do the advertising. Lori, you cannot upgrade twice. Don't worry. Like it's not going to upgrade you twice. We won't charge you twice. If you're having any issues, just drop us a line of support at teachable.com. Elizabeth is upgraded now. Awesome,
Welcome.
Elizabeth.
Boom.
Virtual high five, real high five. Tanya, how many courses can I offer? Unlimited. Abraham Lincoln, when does the $39 a month begin? It begins when you sign up, which is today. Debbie B from Colorado, if we created a course here and want to transfer to another platform, how would that work? Debbie, you could just download your content and upload to another platform. And there's no exclusivity. We don't make you sign any contracts. Adam says, do you like chocolate? I do. Yeah, absolutely. Ronald, why is dripping content a good thing? It releases your content over time. So it's good if you have like a 3-week transformation course. That way they can't, go through it in 3 days and say like, hey, it didn't work for me. Make sure that they go through it at a certain pace. And I think that it is just about time to wrap this up. This has been a lot of fun, and I wanted to end by thanking everyone. Because at the end of the day, right, Jess, there are lots of people who are interested in online courses, but there aren't very many people who are actually going to take the time to learn about them. And you guys did. Mm-hmm. So on behalf of myself
and Jess
and everyone else here at Teachable HQ, thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everyone.
Bye.